Oma Gyanamindasya Anandana Shalakaya Vitsu Nikam Jayasma Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Bhavishtam Adhikam Yenam Vikare Dhammuta Namayam Dhanatishvara Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you everyone very much for inviting me here to this beautiful temple in such an august assembly of devotees at the lotus feet of the all merciful Jagannath, Subhadra, Baladev, and our beloved Srila Prabhupada. Very happy to be here. Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning. We're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And I thought this morning we'd speak from Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and commentary by our beloved Srila Prabhupada. I just opened the book, the Granth, and it's 4th chapter, verse number 11. So many of your scholars, we know very well this verse, but let's chant it today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Yayata Mam Papatyante Tam Tathaya Vajamyaham Amam Varta Namo Varte Manusha Varta Sarvasha. All of them, as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Partha. And then we have Srila Prabhupada's illustrious purport. Everyone is searching for Krishna in different aspects of his manifestations. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahmajyoti effulgence, and as the all-pervading super soul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms. But Krishna is only fully realized by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as a devotee wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as the Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. So this is a very popular and well-known verse. You could say Bhagavad Gita, as elevated as it is, it's an introductory course into the science of self-realization. From here we go on to the Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. Granth means book and Raj means king, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the king of all scriptures. And then for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who are fortunate enough to have come in contact with the Yuga Avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita. And one time, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said that was his favorite book, Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur illustrious father, he said one day people around the world, in America, Argentina, Canada, Mongolia, Australia, they'll learn Bengali just to be able to read the Chaitanya Charitamrita in its original essence. So we have these books. But we all see ourselves as aspiring transcendentalists. Prabhupada said, therefore the Bhagavad Gita is to be spoken in the evening when we invite guests to learn, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and remember. But then, amongst ourselves, early in the morning, we have Bhagavatam, X, Y, Z. We have everything that's required to learn how to tread carefully in this world without getting deviated from mistakes, and to eventually leave this world and enter the spiritual world. After all, this world is just a perfect reflection. The spiritual world is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. This is conversely the opposite. It's not eternal, it's temporary. It's not full of knowledge, it's full of ignorance. And it's certainly not full of bliss. Just Dora. That's my Hindi, sorry. Dora. The person. Just a little happiness. So that's our goal. So Bhagavad Gita helps us in all aspects. But this is actually, this verse, quite deep. In the beginning, we're learning the basic, Krishna Consciousness 101, we say in America. You give first course, Psychology 101. So Bhagavad Gita's, in the first chapters, are Krishna Conscious Philosophy 101. Aham Brahmasmi, not aham Brahmeti. I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. I'm the particle of spirit soul that manipulates this gross body. I met one doctor, he told me the day, the body is only 72% water. And I always tell people in the West, if you think you're a body, then you're the body. Are you a bag of water? Your science, your medicine, apart from spirituality, is telling you that you're not, that you're the body. But your scientists say, and your doctors say, that the body is 72% water. So is that you? Are you a bag of water? No, sir. What are you? I don't know. Krishna says, your spirit soul. This is the basic understanding. It's not an easy thing to overcome the concept that I am the body, or that the body transmigrates the moment of death. These are basic instructions. First couple of chapters, we're in the fourth chapter, and Krishna's getting into some really devotional, rasic topics. He's saying to his devotees, all of you, as you surrender unto me, I reward you accordingly. You don't have this concept in the West, because in the West, with all due respect, and is rightfully so, we first establish ourselves as servants of the Lord. He's the master, and we're the servants. Nothing more, nothing less. It's fully settled. We're created to serve Krishna. That's our philosophy, master and servant. But there in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada's already saying, Krishna can become your friend. In Goloka Vrindavan, you can wrestle with him in the sands of Raman Reti. You can have a parental relationship with Krishna. You can see him like your son, like the elderly gopis. You know how mothers are. They see Krishna like that. La Maya. And for some special souls, they see Krishna as a lover. This is all there. Fourth chapter, Prabhupada's already speaking like this. Prabhupada has given us it. So this way we see how the Lord is ready to reciprocate with us. He's been waiting a long time. Brahmanda Brahmatikam Bhagyavanji Guru Krishna Prasad Bhai Bhagavad. Kaviraj Goswami says, Chaitanya Charitamrita, since we fell from grace, since we made the cardinal sin, Bahirmukh, turning our face from God. If you're speaking to someone and you turn your face away, that's very offensive. My mother used to be talking to me, son, look at me. I'm telling you, look at me when I'm talking to you. Boys, you know, your mother ever said like that? Listen, I'm speaking to you, listen to me. So Bahirmukh, we turned our face, Jagannath Pandit praying to the altar, turned our face, and therefore we came. Bangalore. Prison house in the chicken systems. But at some point in everyone's sojourn through material existence, we come to the point of giving up this futile struggle for material life. And everyone at some point will turn back to Krishna. And as soon as we do, he's giving us an indication that as much as we surrender to him, he will reciprocate. It's actually said that Krishna is more eager for us to come back to the spiritual world than we are. And he's always ready to give himself fully to his devotees. Nevertheless, if the devotees only 25% surrender, Krishna gives himself 25%. This is transcendental mathematics. I want to be a devotee, but if you hold back and you only give 25% of your love to Krishna, he'll give 25% to you. And if you give 59%, he gives 59% of himself to you. So what do we want as Gaudiya Vaishnavas? 100%. And for that, we need inspiration. Like we like to hear the pastimes, how there's devotees who give 100% to Krishna, and Krishna gives 100% to them. We hear those pastimes. I want to be like you. Like when I was a young boy in America, we have this, it's called American football, and you throw the ball and you catch it like that. And one of my heroes was a major player in the National League in California, San Francisco 49ers. His name was Y.A. Tittle. He was one of the biggest quarterbacks in American history. My father met him because my father was in advertising business. So the 49ers asked my father to give him publicity. I was over the moon. Dad, that means I get to meet Y.A. Tittle. Yes, son. You know, it's like meeting Lord Brahma for a kid. So one day my father, he brought home Y.A. Tittle's autograph, and I took it to school. I charged all the boys $10 just to touch. And I told my dad one day, Father, I want to be just like him, a quarterback. So we give that false concept up and we come to Krishna consciousness, and we have our heroes. And who are our heroes? Fully surrendered devotees to Krishna. And we're inspired when we see how Krishna reciprocates with them. Like Hanuman. Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Hanuman! Death to Ravana! You never heard that one before. So after all was said and done, you know, Hanuman went to Lanka, he found Sita in the Ashok garden, and he came back and told Ram where she was. The army of monkeys and bears, they marched to the end of this continent, and they built the bridge, and they come to and Hanuman was fighting very valiantly. So after that, Lord Ram, he had a ceremony where he thanked all the monkeys and the bears for their contribution. And Hanuman received some special recognition because he gave everything. He was even willing to risk his life for Ram. So Ram, said to Hanuman, how do I reciprocate with you? I mean, you've surrendered so much, you've given so much. What can I do? So their relationship is as master and servant, right? That's their particular relationship. Dasya, not Sakyavas, like friendship, or Vasalyavas, like motherhood, or like Madhurya Ras. All the rasas are nice because Krishna creates them like that. He likes those rasas. Variety is the spice of life. So what would a gopi want? If Krishna said, what can I give to you? What would Mother Yasoda want? But what did Hanuman want? He's a servant. So he said, Lord, really, I haven't done anything. I've just tried my best. What I really want is, can you give me a hug? For the master to embrace the servant, that's about as intimate as it goes, right? So we see the picture, isn't it? Ram, it brings tears to your eyes. Ram is embracing his servant, Dasya, Hanuman, in love. And we're all inspired. I want to be like Hanuman. Or how about the lady, the simple lady, who was selling fruits in Vrindavan. And little Lala Krishna comes along, he has, I don't know what, something in his hand, a banana peel or something, as payment for some fruits. So out of kindness, she gives him like all the fruits. Because Krishna by definition is all attractive. So Krishna went away with the fruits and she turned around. Her basket was full of jewels. All of them as they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Or we hear how the cowherd boys in fun, they walked into the belly of Aghasura. And Krishna rescued them. The gopis danced with Krishna because they're fully surrendered. They danced with Krishna for a night of Brahma. So we romanticize. I want to be embraced by Krishna like Hanuman. I want to see Krishna rescue me in the belly of Aghasura. Okay. But if we want that attention of the Lord, we have to have the same love for the Lord as those devotees. And when we do, we can love Krishna like they do, not once, but every day, forevermore. Now, it's interesting that in Braj, in Vrindavan, because we're Brajavasis. We're aspiring to be Brajavasis. We like all the incarnations, our Sri Bhagavan, Shri Ram, but in our hearts of hearts, Mahaprabhu, he came to this world to introduce what? Braj Bhakti. And through the six Goswamis, they elucidated on this whole idea of how the residents of Vrindavan, they love Krishna more than anyone's ever been loved before. And Krishna loves them more than anyone's ever been loved before. So the type of love you have in Vrindavan is different than the general spiritual love, which is, again, the mood of Aishwarya love, worshipping the Lord out of awe and reverence. Sir, yes, sir. But the Master. Vrindavan is a little different. That mood is not there. It's more, Purnamasi, she, through her spiritual potency, she causes everyone to forget that Krishna is God. So they can play with him, wrestle with him, dance with him, etc. That's Vrindavan. It's more intimate. So that's our goal. So it's interesting to know how Krishna reciprocates with those Brajavasis. All of them as they surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. So if we get home, finally, home again, we get home to Vrindavan and we're fully surrendered, how will Krishna reciprocate with us then? This is the mind of a Vaishnava. He's projecting forward. There's no hope if you project forward, in the material world. Now one day I'll get a great education, IT, I'll go to Silicon Valley, I'll make lots of money, I'll get very wealthy, famous. Okay, it's true, but you're going to grow old. Government's going to take 75% of your money. You're going to die. It's a sad story. Lukalaya Shashvatam, Krishna says in Gita. This is a temporary place full of so many miseries. So we be as responsible as we can to our body, to our family, to our society, to our country, to our environment. We always remember, I'm on a journey home. That was the best title that His Holiness Radhanath Swami could have come up with. The journey home. What's he speaking about? Speaking about Vrindavan, Mayapur. Not even Vaikuntha, it's the official kingdom of God. Vrindavan is the playground of God. So, what's happening up there? Well, it's described by our acharyas. That in Vrindavan, the Lord reciprocates with the love of His devotees in different places. It's not all mixed, it's not a mixed bag. Like He relates to His parents, Nanda and Yashoda, elderly gopis, in the village of Vrindavan. But then Krishna's friend, he goes with his friends to the forest every day, and he relates to them in the pasturing grounds. Then he meets his gopis in the forest. Why? Because the moods are different. And you can't always mix the moods. It's called rasabhasa. Rasabhasa means to mix the moods. Like when Krishna goes to the forest with the cowboy boys, the residents of Vrindavan, the elderly gopis and the Yashoda, they're feeling so much separation from Him. And in the afternoon when Krishna comes home, and he's with his parents in Nandagram, the boys are feeling separation from Him. Because you can't mix the rasas. It's called rasabhasa. Like, it's a deep concept, but Prabhupada instructed us in this concept. I was only 19, 20 years old. I was in the temple in Paris, and we had Jagannath deities. We had Jagannath and Subhadra and Balaram like that. So then we installed Radha Krishna deities. And we had them lined up on the altar, actually in Gaur Nitai. Then we had Radha and Krishna, then there was Balaram, Subhadra, and Jagannath. So Prabhupada came in for darshan one year. He looked at the altar. He was so angry. What have you done? We've been trying to do really good puja. All the 7 artiques a day were done, meticulously. The deities were dressed with prasadam was fantastic. We had some French cooks, devotees who were French cooks. You would be amazed how they cooked. They did prasadam. And then Prabhupada looked at the altar. He said, there's no demarcation, there's no curtain between Balaram and Radharani, between Radharani and the deity of Balaram. And I said, well, so what? Prabhupada said, the older brother cannot see the pastimes of the younger brother. It's not proper etiquette. It took me a while to think, the older brother shouldn't see the loving pastimes of the younger brother? So Balaram was right there. If you look on the altar, Balaram would be right next to Radharani. So Prabhupada said, put a curtain. Okay. It took me a couple of years to figure it out. But basically, you don't mix the different rasas. This is deep, but we know who we are, and we know where we're going. We don't pretend to be pure devotees, but because we know the details of the spiritual world, it keeps us away from being attracted to this world. Nothing can compare with Vrindavan. Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Calcutta, New York, Sydney, Rio de Janeiro. Believe me, I visited all these places. I was traveling sannyasi now 52 years. I've been everywhere. I love your city, but it doesn't compare to Vrindavan. One time Prabhupada told us, I've been everywhere and seen everything. Do you want my advice? We were like, 20 years old. I've been everywhere, I've seen everything. Do you want my advice? He said, yes. He said, take sannyas. So I did. So we need to be learned. Religion without philosophy is sentimental. And philosophy without religion is mental speculation. Prabhupada gave that slogan. We need to be learned. So even though we're in kindergarten in our spiritual lives, we know what the PhD is. To leave this world in full love of God. So how can we love someone? The goal of religion, after all, is to love God. You ask a Christian, you ask a Muslim, you ask a Jew, you ask any of the bona fide religions in this world. We accept they're bona fide. But with all due respect, here in confidence in our class, religion means to fall in love with God. But how can you fall in love with God if you know nothing about Him? Therefore, the whole world needs this ISKCON movement. Because we are teaching people, like Prabhupada said one time, we know so much about Krishna. His name, his fame, his form, his paraphernalia, his relationships, his family members. He said, in those days, this was the 60s, Prabhupada said, we even know his telephone number. I was thinking, what's that? Prabhupada said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and because of that bona fide information coming down from Guru Parampara, no speculation, it's very easy to fall out of love with Bangalore and into love with Vrindavan. So these things are important. So there's the boys in one part of Raj, the Yashodananda, they're in one part of Raj, the Gopis. I think it's a little, because they don't mix their eye. I thought it was interesting. So they can all enjoy without, the disturbance in their loving relationships. But I was also thinking there's rare cases when all the Vrajavasis, all the ultimate pure devotees, the lovers of Krishna and the playground of God, they all do come together. I always thought, well, don't they ever get together? I mean, there are village festivals, like here in India, you have, people of different natures, but when there's a festival, they all come together. I saw it in Bengal, they have Durga Puja. Everybody comes. And so there are times, so is there a time in Vrindavan where all the Vrajavasis get together? Yes. When Krishna lifted Giridhara. Why did he do that? To protect the inhabitants of Vrindavan and to diminish the pride of Indra. Indra couldn't figure out how the Vrajavasis stopped the annual sacrifice for him to get all the rewards, like a king taxing people. He said, no, this Giriraj, we're getting everything from him. The nice water, the flowers, our cows love the grass at Govardhan Hill because it doesn't cut their tongues. This is why the cowherd boys like to take the cows to Govardhan Hill, because the grass is so soft. When the cows eat the grass, it doesn't cut their tongues like grass often does. And this is the most green, lush grass. So the milk produced from the cows who eat the grass of Govardhan is the richest milk. So Govardhan Hill Ki. So when Indra saw that they were going to worship Govardhan Hill as the source of their prosperity. Somebody talk to clouds! Esther, inundate Vrindavan. So it's all Leela because when in distress, what the devotees do? Krishna, help! And if you say with real earnestness, Krishna will come. If you chant your rounds, oh, Krishna, Krishna. What's the difference if we chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare